Okay, so the next thing, TV shows. These I'll move through pretty quickly. What's a good TV show that you can just binge out on during this time? Here's a little thing about me. I am unbelievably sentimental. I will literally cry at a fucking Nescafe TV ad. My better half makes fun of me constantly because I just get weepy about everything. But I don't apologize for being unrepentantly sentimental. I am. So my TV shows kind of lean in that direction. So here's what I've got: 3 TV shows for you. 1, How I Met Your Mother. It's a favorite of everyone. It ran for I think it was 9 seasons. Through the early aughts and into the 2010s. It's a great show. A lot of people are getting big on Friends again because it's on Netflix. But honestly, even though I grew up in the 90s and watched Friends, I just didn't connect to it. You know why? Nobody gets fucking drunk. They hang out in a coffee shop. It's ridiculous. You know what they do on How I Met Your Mother? They hang out in a fucking bar. That's where real people hang out. Who hangs out in a fucking coffee shop? There's actually a brilliant little scene. I think it's in about season 3 or 4 of How I Met Your Mother. They just open one episode. It's the Crazy Eyes episode. I think it's also the episode where Barney Stinson describes the Mendoza scale, right? The hot, crazy XY axis. Where they open and the 3 guys are sitting around in a coffee shop. And then they don't say anything to each other for 30 seconds. It's just silence. And then one of them goes, yeah, no, this sucks. This is boring. Of course it's fucking boring. It's a goddamn coffee shop. Who hangs out there? Ridiculous. Anyway, How I Met Your Mother, great show. Neil Patrick Harris, just the best, obviously. And here's a little side note. The last episode, the one where you finally find out he meets the wife and all that kind of shit, there's a song they use repeatedly as a musical motif. It's called Downtown Train. It's in the show, it's by a band called Everything But the Girl, which is a very interesting band in their own right. I won't go into it now because they've popped up again and again over the years in various places. But the song's Downtown Train. It was written by a guy called Tom Waits, who is just a fucking legend, American singer-songwriter. You probably know, if you're old enough, you probably know the song from Rod Stewart. It was a mega hit for Rod Stewart in the early 90s, around 91, 92. But Tom Waits' original version is amazeballs. And if you go to YouTube and you search Tom Waits' Downtown Train official music video, the video itself is a work of art. It is just visually gorgeous and compelling and wonderful. And it's a great, great song as well. So, fuck it. You got time on your hands, go check that out as well. Okay, second show. Californication. Ran through, again, the aughts and the teens for about 7 series, which honestly was probably about 2 or 3 too many. Created by a guy called Tom Kapanos, who actually wrote pretty much all the episodes as well. And Kapanos is a gorgeous, gorgeous writer. As a writer myself, obviously I have an affection for shows about writers, particularly drunk writers, he says as he takes a drink. But it's about a guy called Hank Moody, who's a writer, novelist, and from New York, and then goes out to LA and gets into the movie business, and his life pretty much goes completely fucking pear-shaped from there. And I think we can all kind of relate to life going pear-shaped. But it's done, again, with humor and wit and heart, and there's too many episodes to name check where, yes, I cry like a fucking baby. Absolutely. And it's just beautifully written. Kapanos's command of language and when to appropriately deploy certain types of language in certain types of situations. If he was a novelist, he would be, celebrated. He'd be world famous. But as it is, he writes TV shows. And we don't know who the fuck Tom Kapanos is, but we should. We should. He is a talented, talented, talented motherfucker. And I watch that show I go through it maybe once a year. And again, I'm speaking to a small audience here. If you're a writer, I just find that when I watch Californication, my writing gets sharper. It gets a little more edge to it. I sort of almost have a little Hank Moody voice. I don't know why. I don't know if necessarily it's always a good thing. If you're writing shitty advertising copy, trying to sell something, then maybe you don't want to sound like that. But I know I feel better as a writer when I watch that show. I just feel a little more, I feel a little closer to the edge. And I like that. And so that's why that show's really good for me. Number 3, Queer Eye. I fucking love you guys. The Fab Five. Okay, I'm old enough to remember the original Queer Eye when it was called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Now it's just called Queer Eye. The reason I love this, again, is I'm unrepentantly sentimental. And every single episode is a redemption story. They're going in, they're transforming someone's life. This person finds some sort of connection. They find some peace within themselves with whatever it is that's going on in their life. And they're all such cool dudes. I love them. I want to be their best friends. I just want to hang out with them. And honestly, the last series, we must be due for another series soon. Oh my God, the world fucking needs a new series of Queer Eye. But the last series, when I just saw on Netflix, the little box came up with all the different shows, I just saw Queer Eye in Japan and I almost fucking died. Like literally the 2 greatest things I can imagine. 5 fabulous gay American dudes going to Japan. And it didn't disappoint. Oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing. So there's about 3 or 4 series now, so just watch all the Queer Eyes. Literally, you will feel better about the world. It's tremendous. Okay, moving along. This has already taken way too long, so we're going to go into movies.